Well, good morning, good morning. It is Sunday, 25th of November. The last Sunday of ordinary time before Advent. And it's raining, and I'm on my way to Mézières-en-Brenne. Seems that other people are as well. That's a good sign. Well, good evening. It's been a funny sort of day today. It's been cold and wet, and when I say cold, it's not freezing cold. It's just that sort of damp cold that doesn't make you want to do anything. I have done things. I haven't filmed them because I don't think you needed to see me undercoating a set of shutters, and frankly trying to work out where to stick the camera while I was pointing up in the undercroft. That would have been difficult and dusty. But I've sort of got to that point of the day when I don't really want to do anything more that's like work. I'm thoroughly enjoying work, but I think I've done enough for today. But it's too early for bed, so I thought I would get stuck in to making some models. This is a freebie Gizit centerfold out of a magazine. And what it will make is one of these little mini supermarkets that are all over this part of France. And they're jolly good little establishments. They stock just about everything, but not very much of it. Whereas the big shops in shopping malls, they stock very little, but lots of it. These little shops, you can buy nail scissors, and you can buy paraffin, which is what I bought in one today, and apples, and venison. I'm trying to think what would start with this. Zebrite for polishing your fire grate. Yeah, that's A to Z, isn't it? Apples and Zebrite, and everything in between. And the little one, the other side of Mézières-en-Brenne, is open on a Sunday morning, which was useful. However, I'm going to attack this, despite not having all of my modelling tools to hand. We'll see how bad a job we can make of it. Well, that's one way to keep warm. If you stand close enough, you can feel the heat. It's wonderful. Oh, that was fun. A little supermarket to go somewhere on the layout. Yeah. Well, good evening. I've put a couple of posts, comments, call them what you will, on Facebook, and some of you that follow my Facebook things might misunderstand and worry about whether I'm okay. I'm fine, I'm in good shape. It's been a good Sunday, for those of you that follow this sort of thing, today is the Sunday when we celebrate Christ the King. Right, okay, so what might concern people? A couple of posts concerning suicide. They grew out of two of my friends who put posts on. One of them asking people to repost, and I did that gladly. He's a good lad, and he wants people to be aware that if you are feeling a little bit not quite with it, people will listen. There are people who will listen. The other post was from someone I used to work with. She and I, between us, went to and dealt with the consequences of and knew rather more about suicide than is good for people. She posted something. I felt a need to comment on it to thank her for reminding people. Now, most of us, most of you have got lots to be thankful for. All of you have got something to be thankful for. Most of you have got lots. And most of you that comment on the rubbish that I post, I know that you're the sort of people that will listen and will give a helping hand. Some of you, I think about Chuck, who always finishes his videos with "be as kind to people as they will allow you to be." Yeah, that's a good sentiment, very good sentiment. I am fine. I hope and I pray that you are all fine. And I hope that you're all fine enough that if you find someone in your travels who isn't as fine as they could be, you'll listen to them. Right, okay, what am I going to do now? I'm going to play the guitar until it's time for bed. Then I'm going to go to bed, and then, God willing, I will sleep and I will wake in the morning and we will continue the adventure of rebuilding this port. Oh, something I meant to say to you. When I sit on this very comfortable settee, this settee keeps you prisoner if you're not careful. If you look at this bit of wall behind me, you will see that it changes pattern. Oh, yeah. He came at me with a wall scraper. In this general project, there are lots and lots of jobs to do. Some of them I'm doing little and often because they involve bending or kneeling or creeping about in dark, scary places. Some of them I'm doing little and often because they're just plain tedious. One that needs doing is these walls need scraping down. Loose paint, loose plaster needs to be taken off them. It's not a priority job, but over there is my stove, upon which sits from time to time a kettle, which takes a little while to boil. So I take advantage of the time it takes the kettle to boil to do a little bit of attacking the paintwork. Eventually what's going to happen is these walls, when they're stripped of all of the loose material, some of it is just paint, some of it is plaster, some of it is dodgy cement, they will be repointed where necessary, replastered where necessary, and then sometime in the future they'll get a coat of paint. And this being a kitchen, it's likely to be an off-white. I don't know, possibly a light, very light apple white, something like that. So yeah, you'll see little bits of progress on this job. Right, now I'm going to turn you off and play my guitar.